Welcome to the BTN TV Studio. My name's Andy Hoskins and I'm editor of BTN Europe. Joining me now is Pat McDonagh, CEO of Clarity Travel. Thank you, Pat, for joining us here. How are you?
Very good, thanks, yeah.
You having a good couple of days here at Business Travel Show?
Yeah, absolutely. Really good day today. Great day yesterday. Really high quality conversations. So really positive, yeah.
Pleased to hear it. We've just BTN Europe. We've just published the annual Europe's leading TMCs ranking. So I will draw attention to that. Clarity Travel ranked 9th in Europe and 6th in the UK. £800 million business now. And I was just looking back to 2023, so before Agito and I guess some organic growth as well.
Yeah.
2 years ago you were £350 million business, so you come a long way in that time.
Yeah, from strength to strength, and I think the scale we've now acquired is significant and important. We're now I think comfortably the largest buyer of UK rail, and therefore our execution of that product has to be absolutely spot on, and we've spent a lot of time on that. Hotels, we're a huge buyer, especially in the UK. That gives us the leverage with the supplier base that we need in order to deliver great programs, and a huge amount of air as well within it. So, in terms of UK scale, the ability to deliver great programs, that really has been aided by the acquisition, alongside all the great people and the technology that we've got along the way.
And how far down are you sort of down that integration route now? Is it one slick business?
We spoke about it last year, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
And the work that we needed to do. So we spent the first year really around the separation of the Agito business from Capita. You saw the combined brand for the first time this time last year. We've embarked on the migration project now onto the target operating model, so the legacy Agito business onto the new tech, and we've had some really good early success with that. We spent just because we like to have lots to do all at once. We spent most of last year migrating the legacy Clarity client base onto Clarity Go, which we introduced for the first time this time last year.
And that's your own proprietary
tech. So that's our operating platform now, both on and offline, omni-channel, mobile as well. And we're seeing some staggering numbers come through. So online adoption has grown by 13 percentage points year on year.
Is that as an average across?
As an average across the base, which is phenomenal. The sheer scale of the transactions done is we've increased online transactions by 30% year on year, and corresponding contacts into the online support team have dropped by 30%. So that's effectively a 60% efficiency gain in the business. It's driving huge levels of satisfaction as well. So our net promoter score is now 88, which is truly world class, and that's driven by the experiences people are having with the technology. It was always a great experience with our people, but when the technology is such a big part of what we do, you have to be on point. It can't be buggy. You can't have the challenges that users were having with the older tech.
Yeah, sounds like some good progress there.
Yeah.
I guess in terms of general sort of business travel trends at the moment, it's been an unusual first half of the year with some geopolitical events, trade tariffs. There's been a lot going on, conflict in parts of the world.
Yeah.
What's the sort of sentiment and demand around business travel at the moment?
That's going to be the ongoing challenge for at least the rest of the year. We're seeing its impact in confidence. So economically, I think there's a lack of confidence out there. We're starting to see budgets shrink. We're starting to see an effort to dissuade demand within the client base. It's probably most profoundly seen actually in meetings and events where it's maybe a focus around using internal space within a lot of the client base. So we're just starting to see that signs that there's a sustained reduction in demand, and then when you add that geopolitical uncertainty, that's a real challenge. The scare stories we've heard about people arriving in the US and having challenges, allied to the real issues in the Middle East now, it does start to impact the confidence to travel, and I think because people are thinking twice about it, that that really adds to that reduction in demand moving forward. So we're realistic about it, I think, and I think our job is to support clients in handling it as best as they can and delivering on their need to save money as well.
There's a lot of different sort of components going on there that you talked about that sort of all together add up to have a bit of an impact there, don't they?
Well, they do, without a doubt, and we need to stick to the reasons why people work with us, which is to effectively manage their programs. So if our corporate customers' objectives are to save money, then we need to really work hard with them to achieve that. Yeah. It might not always be necessary to dissuade demand. Businesses still need to travel, organisations still need to get where they've got to be, but we can help them with the behavioural stuff that helps them save money and travel more effectively. So always a balance, but we're certainly not expecting the kind of growth we've seen over the last 2 or 3 years, because there is that just softening of demand, a softening of price as well.
Going to ask about price.
Yeah, particularly in hotel, I think that creates opportunities to get more for your dollar, if you like. But that's obviously impacting revenues at the same time.
Do you think buyers are in a better negotiating position now with suppliers?
Potentially so. I think probably over the last few years there's been an acceptance of price inflation that I'm not sure we're going to see over the next 12 months.
A couple of new launches from you in the first half of the year, entertainment and media division, and a sort of dedicated operation in the Nordics.
Yeah.
Tell me about both of those.
So entertainment, really, we for years have competed in multiple different industry sectors. Whilst we operate across many, we're very careful to make sure that when we do operate in those marketplaces, that we have the expertise to deploy against them, and also the specialist content and product that we need in there. So we were never going to just announce ourselves into a sector like entertainment and production without the expertise needed to do it. Very fortunate we found the team to deliver on it, who have years of experience in the sector, hugely respected, and then allied that expertise to the scale we've got around the business in terms of buying power, in terms of technology, and so on. So really exciting. Some really great early successes with that as well. Okay. And actually, a spirit within the business where our own people are excited by it and want to participate.
It's very different, isn't it? It's very sort of high touch.
Very much so. We've actually, one of the things we've uncovered, we knew it was there anyway, was there's a latent experience set within the business where, we've had people who've worked on entertainment accounts over the years. We've got some really well tenured people who've been with us many, many years who now want to lend their expertise to the effort there. So as well as the introduction of the team from outside the business, internally we've got people with that experience that can only add to what they're doing. So that's been great. And then the Nordics was really more opportunistic. We've known the Nordics management team for many years. They had expressed an interest in setting up alone. We suggested that they might be able to do that better with us, and we see a big opportunity in there. In both cases, we're backing great management teams, great people whom we trust, who we think buy into our ethos and our culture.
What differentiates the market in the Nordics? What sort of idiosyncrasies are there?
Not a huge amount in many ways. I think you've always got to make sure that you localise the product. We've probably seen in the Nordics a recent trend towards the larger players hubbing service into cheaper European locations, and that doesn't necessarily play well within the Nordic market. So having in-market expertise is actually important, but I think that stands for most of the world, and that creates that kind of opportunity really for us to deploy Nordic resource domiciled in the Nordics who get the market, understand the customer base, and maybe there's a customer opportunity there with those who are maybe a little bit tired of being thrown into into a hub in a location that doesn't really understand them.
Mm-hmm.
We've decided to work with local technology in there initially, really to focus on speed of execution, ensure that we're not distracted in terms of what we're doing with the UK tech, and we're not delaying our ability to execute in the Nordic market. But that's not uncommon, actually. There's a market there that's dominated by local solutions, and even the big global players are using local solutions there as well.
I guess just one more question. What's next for Clarity? And I feel like I ask you this every time I see you.
Yeah.
Any acquisitions?
The Agito acquisition was by far the biggest we've ever done. There are so many opportunities being created as a consequence of that our focus is largely on that. We probably changed our focus with regards to acquisitions now as well. So whereas in the past, UK scale was important to us, we think we've reached the point where we've got what we need, UK scale wise. So that will come all organically. And I think there's huge opportunity to grow way beyond the 800 million TTV that we do at the moment. But the focus now really is complementary technology, which may come along, but we've got an embarrassment of riches there already. And geographical stuff, so more opportunistic than anything else, and really, focusing on the development of the one global proposition, aligning technologies within there. So it's more about inward investment than particularly going out on a shopping spree.
Pat, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.